All right, it's almost lunchtime. We've made it past the halfway point of both the PACE Institute and of making the PACE raise. We are now on step 6, which is step 6 is focuses on the lunch plenary session. Now, step 6 is almost exactly like all of the other steps, except for one really crucial difference, right? So let's see. Step 6 is the back straightaway. We've made it through the first 2 turns and are halfway to our goal, but this is not the time to rest on our laurels. The track ahead is open and clear, so let's put the pedal to the proverbial metal and give our PACE Institute racers room to accelerate and make up for lost ground. To this end, let's double our efforts. We're all now quite experienced, if not expert racetrack builders. So in the spirit of acceleration, let's say we can lay twice as many board spaces in the same amount of time, right? So if you look at, this is where step 6 begins. And if you follow it all the way through, you see that there's a lot of space between step 6 and step 7. So what we want to do in this step is basically make twice as many squares in the same amount of time to prove our expertise as track builders. And to that end, I probably don't need to really go through these instructions and do this, because you're going to basically do the same thing, but let's just go through it anyways, since I've already started. So step 6 instructions are what? Take a post-it note from the stack below that corresponds to the content area of the PACE Institute with which you most identify. Right? And so, okay, I'm just going to just say, okay, I'm a scholar for this purposes of this exercise. Well, I'll go for curriculum. For the purposes, I'll put curriculum, right? So again, pick one that corresponds and drag it to the right lane that's going to go there, right? So there we go, right? Okay, done, right? Okay, click here to roll Google 6-sided dice, right? So we're going to click and roll the dice, and we'll get a 5. Again, a 5. It was 2s, and now it's all 5s, right? So we've gotten a 5, right? If you rolled 1 or 2, you're going to create an obstacle. If you rolled 3 or 4, you're going to create scenery. And if you rolled 5 or 6, you're going to create a bonus space. Okay, right? And so let's see, if we rolled 5, so we're going to create a bonus space. And bonus instructions, what is your primary takeaway from the lunch plenary? How does this takeaway benefit educators, entrepreneurs in the PACE area you chose, right? Curriculum. And I'm going to say, I'm just going to write, okay. And again, don't think too much about these, just kind of the first thing that comes into your mind when you see the prompt. And I'll just say, lunch plenary takeaway, right? And you just write it down, right? And then put an exclamation point, right? And then, so you're going to click here to roll Google 6-sided dice. We got 5 the last time. Let's see if we get some different. Oh, a 6. A 6. Wow, a 6. All right, I'm excited. So you get 6. Okay. And then, then you put the attribute. And again, if you remember, I created my car being endurance. So you pick the attribute that you created, that you chose when you created your vehicle. So I'm going to put endurance, and then plus the value you rolled, endurance plus 6. So it's just a zoom in, and you can see, oops, I hit the shift key. That's why you zoom in. Endurance plus 6, and you do that. And again, I like to bold it. I'm thinking bold. I just realized bold doesn't seem to work on Post-it notes. Oh well, never been doing it the whole time. Learn something new every step, right? And again, if you skipped step 1, you didn't create a vehicle, all is not lost. Just follow the addendum, and this will tell you what to do. So that's an overview of step 6, step 1 of step 6. But step 7 of the instructions say, do it again. Choose a second PACE content area and repeat steps 1 to 6 and add another movement square to the board. Okay, so it says do it again. So let's choose a second one. I'm just going to choose curriculum again, and we'll add another space to the board. So again, in this one, we're creating twice as much spaces. So we'll go step 1 again. Okay, so step 1, we chose a Post-it note from the board. We placed it step 2 adjacent. We just did that. Okay, so let's roll the dice again, and we get a 4. Okay, a 4. Okay, so if you roll a 3 or 4, we're going to create scenery. And so we go to the scenery instructions here and say, okay, and we just do important concept. Because that's what you do for scenery. You don't give a bonus, you don't do an obstacle, you just put something that strikes you, that you remember, right? Something that just kind of illuminates the road as you know, based on the lunch plenary does. And then finally we're done. You've done that twice and you're done. So that's step 6, basically the same as steps 2, 3, 4, and 5, except for that you're going to do it twice, so we can cover twice as much ground. All right. So I will see you in the next video.